and that your breathing is the priority. So even though you are in a supine position and these poses are not super demanding, it's really about nourishing the mind, body, emotions, and spirit with the flowing of the breath. Sometimes a good idea to make sure that your feet are really connected, and that's why having bare feet is sometimes also, you know, a great idea, even though it's winter time. And now and again, you might want to pause and connect back into a natural yoga breath cycle, and you might even want to draw the heels a little closer to the buttock bones. But remember, it's a simple flow, but with full attention. Breathing in as the arms raise overhead, pressing through the feet, raising the hips, rising into your Setu Bandhasana, the bridge, extending the fingers away from the toes, knees away from the hips. Exhaling as you peel the spine down, and then draw the thighs into the chest, curling into Apanasana. Breathing in, feet down, arms overhead. Flare the chest. Exhaling, roll the knees to the right. Floor twisting, relaxing. Breathe in, flow those knees back, settle to center. And exhale, flowing the thighs the other way. Inhaling back to center. So completing the sequence flow that you're on, and then bring the palms down towards the feet, rooting through the backs of the arms. And I almost want to imagine that I'm standing delicately with my feet on the tops of your shoulders. And of course, you may want to walk your feet just a little closer in towards the sit bones. But as you lift the head, just really check that these thighs are parallel. And, you know, there's a tendency sometimes to just let them roll away. But we're going to try and keep that sense of inner thigh strength. As you press the backs of the arms into the earth and draw them close towards your body, curl the pelvis, flatten your back again, and just start to feel the abdominals engage. And then as you float up, bend your elbows and your palms are maybe aligned. So you've got this 90-degree angle from the fingertip to the wrist of the elbow. And then press the shoulder blades back into the earth and lift a little higher. Now some of you may even be able to feed your hands underneath the waist. And of course lift into a bridge variation there. So you're pressing up through the hips. As I say, some of you might be getting the fingers and thumbs underneath and drawing up a little higher. Option is to reach your right arm underneath, roll onto the upper right arm, interlace your fingers, and as you draw the arms close together underneath you, flare the chest, flare the ribs, engage the inner thighs, eyes open, soften the face. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in mindfully, lengthening the tail towards the inner thighs, expanding the front, sides, and the back of your torso, connecting to the big toes, connecting to the little toes, pressing the earth away from you underneath. So bones of the upper arm bones. Remember, some of us have got the arms bent with the elbows pressing. One more breath as you try to really puff up the chest. And then peeling down, releasing down. And then roll on to your left side, tuck the knees. Maybe you'll have a yoga block or cushion. You can pop your left ear onto that. And then align up your knees and hips. Just come into a sort of side fetal curl and reach the left arm underneath you. And as you look to this right palm, float the right arm up to the sky. And roll your gaze so that you are also looking up towards the sky. You are looking towards that thumb. Allow breath to occur, and when you are ready, breathe in and eyes follow that open palm. And of course, allow this top right hip to just slide back a little bit so that you experience this lovely spreading out through the heart and chest. And roll the gaze, roll the head. That right arm might be hovering, let it extend away. You are turning right through the skull, looking right, and then draw back up to the sky. And you can stay here with the fingers reaching away, letting the shoulder, letting the arm bones drop down into the socket. Or of course you can come all the way over, like literally like you're closing the doorway to the heart. And as you reach the fingers forward to the earth, draw the face to roll into the mat if you're moving through the whole pattern of movement. And I know you can do this much faster. You can breathe in and move all the way to opening, and breathe out and float all the way to closing. But sometimes it's really beautiful for the mind to pause and collect and gather the connection to the breath. And breathing in, opening, lingering, savouring the spread of the arms, feeling that right rib basket roll to the right and rotate over. And what else do you need to do? How else does this pose want to find itself in your body today? Laying open perhaps, lingering in the open position. And then you release back. So the pace is your own. Of course, you can move much faster than I've demonstrated there, but please enjoy the focus on bright pranic energy coming into you. Finishing the one you're on, and then press the right palm into the earth and flow around and into all fours. Curl the toes and reach the buttocks back towards the feet. And you might notice almost puppy dog pose here. So it starts with, of course, your extended child's pose. As you slide your chest forward, the bum rises to stack above the knees. And on a good day, the chest and heart center releases down. Maybe the chin is resting on your blanket, or tuck the chin, and the face and forehead is into the mat. And then can you press and slide back. Breathing in, breathing out. Focus now on the back lungs and the rib baskets at the sides. Sliding forwards, just a few centimetres, or sliding all the way so that the bum is above the hips. But you know, sometimes I see in group, people just lurch forward and almost press, you know, finding almost some kind of strange press up formation. It's not that, okay? So try to feel a snake-like quality. Those of you that really, let's say this pose doesn't suit your body, then instead remain on all fours or come to all fours and find yoga, cow and cat pose. So exhale and rounding and breathing in, perhaps finding the tail rising and the belly softens and the shoulders draw back, and you have this lovely feeling of expanse across the heart and the collarbones. So choosing maybe 2 or 3 more rounds of moving cat Asana or Anahatasana, the heart opening pose. And you may linger there, especially if your neck is very flexible and it's not a problem to the head and the neck as you slide in. As I say, the buttocks raise above the hips and the heart center releases down. So you might want to stay a little bit longer in that posture. And then from your cat or your heart pose, let's rise into high kneeling and join the palms into the heart. Maybe give the head a little turning, a little nodding. Breathe in, reach the fingers forward and open the arms. And as you open the arms, feel your scapulae squeeze together in the back. And then relax and find that again. So inhale, reach and open. Exhale softly to return. And involve the gazing of the eyes and opening the throat center as well. So leading up from Anahata to Vishuddhi, if you wish to. Coming up, opening, expanding. So invite and welcome much more of a front opening pose, much more of a back bending pose if that works for you. And this could be seated kneeling. It could be that you are not in high kneeling, that you're in Vajrasana. Flow with the in and the out breath. And a third option, of course, would be Virasana, sitting the buttocks between the feet. And again, finding a similar action in the yoga body, opening as best you can, feeling that scapulae squeeze. And then everyone please release down onto the feet. Extend the hands forward, press the palms, and as you curl the toes, lift the hips and find your Ardha Mukha Svanasana, the down face dog, and any amount of pedaling is needed. Shake out the head and neck. And in yoga, the chakras are said to be aligned, of course, along Sushumna, along the spinal column. So when you are in a head face down pose, and this of course is Ardha Mukha, head face down dog, can you allow your breath to resonate in the back of the heart? So can you imagine that little area of focus between the scapulae or behind your physical heart organ, and almost imagine you've got gills like a fish, and let the inhale and the exhalation, let the breath cycles permeate into the back body. And if down face dog is not your choice today, if you're feeling tired, then maybe bring the palms underneath the forehead and have the same heart-centered breath focus, but in your child's pose Balasana. Let the breath ripple through the body, knees are soft or legs are long and firm in your down face dog. Strong shoulders, bone building of course, benefiting the sense of weight bear through the physical body. And allow perhaps one more round of breath. And then we're going to come back to the arm opening side lying pose. So transitioning. Sit onto your right hip from your child's pose or down dog. Reach the right arm underneath you. Everybody in group today, just lay down and settle in. Hopefully lying on your side feels really soothing and really, let's say, emotionally comfortable. Reach the right arm underneath you. And then as you flow, extending that left arm, flow it up towards the sky. Gaze to the sky. Knees are tucked. You might need to fidget a little bit. And as you look up, just stay here for a moment, lingering to feel breathing happening. And then flow open. Invite length, breadth, and focus as you look left and expand. Now, of course, you can exhale and draw the arm all the way back, as you may have done on the other side. And you can move in and out, in and out. And you can allow this to be very dynamic. If your rib baskets are very, very free, you can glue the legs together and stack your hips and isolate this opening into the sense of freedom from the sternum radiating across that left lung, left basket there. But I'd love you to embody the practice and make it your own. So, you know, my suggestion would be to occasionally pause in certain parts of the practice. Perhaps your arm reaches a different angle and you understand and savor that aspect. What does it feel like as you attempt to turn your head and neck and follow the thumb? Drishti, gazing onto the thumb. You might even feel that the block is in the way. You have to lay your head on the yoga mat itself or the blanket. And of course, let the pelvis and hip glide and slide as well, if that suits you. And then coming to the last round of this posture, extend the left arm, close the body, and draw your face as you roll and extend through that left arm. Draw your face and roll it down into the earth. And then press through the left palm. And draw your body round onto the front body. Slide round onto the front body. Extend the legs away from you. Shake out the head and neck and lengthen. So keep lengthening the toes away. Press the hands quite wide beside your ears, face or shoulders, and come onto the fingertips or the flat palms. Feet and legs are hip wide, and then roll shoulders back. I'm going onto fingertips and press away into a mild or quite a strong lifted cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Breathe around the rib cages as best you can. Lift and lengthen to lower. Touch the forehead. Inhale, exhale. And then bring the elbows under the shoulders and join the palms in Namaste. Roll the shoulders back. Got a little blanket under the body today and under the elbows. And find a really dedicated Sphinx asana. And of course the Sphinx is in Egypt, the actual Sphinx that people visit in Cairo. And interestingly, the Egyptians revered the heart far more than the brain. In mummification, they tossed the brain away and they kept the heart organ. So let's think again about how we connect to our heart center, how we can feel the breath rising and falling in the chest. And if Sphinx feels good, stay here for a few more rounds of breath. And if you want to move back to Bhujangasana, the Cobra, perhaps adjust and find a few more rounds of breath in Cobra pose. Close your eyes. Respond to the sense of strength and power in your back. And then draw the heart forward and press the hands on the shoulders and come up to all fours. We've an option here, and that is to remain on your knees and just step your right foot forward and release the pelvis a few times into Ashwasanchalasana, the low lunge. Yeah, so find your pose, please, of low lunge with your right leg forward. Or you have time to press up into your down face dog, reach your right leg up towards the sky, opening out and stepping your right foot forward. And at this point, I've got to roll up this blanket and toss that out of the way. So we are finding right ankle below the right knee, left thigh is releasing, and bring the palms into the heart center. Inhale, exhale, turn right and hook the left arm over the right thigh and come into a compressive twist and draw the shoulders down the back. Gaze to the earth. Inhale, exhale. Breathe and feel. Soften the hips, soften the pelvis. And then release and frame the foot. Curl the left toes. Hop up and into a high lunge. So take this energy of this powerful back left and really be grounded through the foot. Right knee above the ankle. Look forward. Pull the tone of the muscles into the abdomen and draw the arms up. Widen the arms. So as if you're finding that letter Y, but your ribs are facing forward. And come into a kind of feeling of yes to the heart, yes to the emotions, and yes to kindness and compassion. And then release. Reach the palms down. Lift the hips high. Step back to your down face dog. And we'll go through the second side, or bring your knees down and take the weight off of the hands. Soften into child's pose here. So if you are knees down, you'll step your left foot forward and just come into a really compassionate sense of hip opening in your low lunge. And if you're a dynamic person today and you want to offer more power to your practice, your left leg is coming high to the sky, the right leg is rooted in the single leg down face dog. Breathe and feel this, and then left foot forward, right knee down. And it's just a different route to the same ending. And that's what life's about, isn't it? Different journeys and different pathways to your true self. Rise up, shoulders above the hips, maybe give them a little roll, palms into the heart center, and then turn left. And you might be very high in your torso and keep turning here, or you can hook the upper arm bone across the upper thigh bone and press in and down, pressing into rotation, using the bones, the connection of the arms to the legs to create this beautiful pose. And if you are even more flexible, your right fingers may come to earth, and you might be able to wrap the left arm around you, or even reach the arm up or back. I can't reach it up, it seems really not the best thing to do, but reaching it back parallel to the earth with the right fingers on the earth seems logical as well. So find the best way you can offer this breath to yourself as you rotate, and you might be lifting the chest high and away and looking behind you, and then press the palms beside that left foot, curl the right toes, lift the hips high, high lunge, hop, and press so that you are 2 feet grounded. Left knee bends above the ankle. Raise the arms. Bring them out super wide. And keep lifting and expanding the chest. Even steadily gaze up to the sky or to the point where the wall meets the ceiling and expand a little more. And then bring the palms into your heart center and step to mountain comfortably and gracefully. Breathe in and breathe out. Have a look at your feet and be kind, compassionate and respectful as you honor Tadasana, the mountain. And sweep now the arms overhead, breathing in. Offer extended opening at the front if necessary, front of the body, and then circle the arms, soften the knees, and draw down so that you find Uttanasana or a standing child's pose. So I'm going to go for the standing child's pose. Shake out the head, maybe let the body rest on the thighs. Inhale, exhale, breathe around the whole body. And then press through feet evenly. Have a look at the feet. Lengthen out your toes And then start to unravel from the strength energy of your torso, postural muscles, letting you just roll back up, segment by segment, and rolling out the shoulders. Step your feet wide enough. That doesn't have to be super wide. And we're going to reach the arms out, but extend those arms towards the thighs, shins, or ankles or toes. So sense the power in almost a wide angle mountain. And this is Prasaritta Padottanasana. So strong feet are important. Think about radiating breath again from your heart as you bring the hands to the hips and press the chest forward. And then rise back again, because you want to make sure that your legs are in the right distance for you to manage the steadiness. Hands on hips or behind the waist. And how is it if you lean back? Remember that you are not flinging your head. The action comes from the heart center first. Let's reach forward again, tuck the chin. Bend knees as necessary, or draw body all the way down and reach the arms out wide to take the sides of the legs, slide down the calves. I mean, this is why you don't want the legs super wide on this version of Prasaritta. Can you find your ankles? Breathe, feel. You may want to keep your body more upright. It's not essential that you bring head below heart, but those who like to go crown based, and anyone who can, index and second finger, perhaps Nell, perhaps Alison, draw up through the big toe base and draw the crown down and shoulder blades into the back. Bend the elbows. And lift the kneecaps towards the hips. So we have this strong energy in the thighs. One more round of breath here. And then rise onto the fingertips or use your yoga block and place the left palm or fist underneath you and flow open again, raising the right arm, finding, if you can, this full expression of spreading out from the heart, but lengthening sternum as well. Right fist under the face, shoulder or block, float the left arm up, pivot, turn and twist as best you can. Keeping both legs firm. Sometimes if we're turning right, we have to bend our left knee, and this is the alternative movement. Bend that left knee really powerfully, rotate, and then I'm going to bend my right knee very powerfully and lift and rotate there. So there's always other ways you can find this. Please breathe all the way through. Perhaps offer one or two more movements or breath there. You can remain centered as well. And then heel toe in a little. Rooting through the feet again, bring the hands to the hips and stand again with grace, honor and respect. And bring the feet together. Inhale, exhale and come down to earth. And keep those powerful legs in mind as you reach out through the heels, through firm legs, finding Dandasana, and spread the fingers back behind you and flare the chest as best you can. And another option is, of course, to interlace the fingers and squeeze the arms together, like some of us chose this arm pose in our Setu Bandhasana. A third option is to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, reach through the powerful legs and press and lift the chest. Now, I will say for this, because it's a little bit like Matsayasana, the fish, that sometimes the yogi might be tempted to just hang the head back. Please know that is not a kindness to the vertebral column, and especially the delicate vertebrae of your neck. So if you wanted to really offer a very beautiful chest opener at this point, then you would really want to have your bolster or some such prop, but the bolster is really ideal. And you might be having a closing pose that looks like this. Bolster is behind the buttocks and the low back, feet are bent, and you could potentially lay back over that bolster and expand the chest. And stay here for a moment in a kind of supported Matsasana, the fish, and extend out through the long legs if that's good for your back. Those of us that are not having a bolster available, you could use your block or your brick, or you could roll your blanket and find a firm support underneath your scapulae. So it might be a little small sausage. Always start with supine semi. So we have the elbows down and just trying to sense a non-propped version, just flaring out through the chest. And as I said, the Dandasana legs are a separate option. But start with the knees bent. Lay the scapulae into your prop. And how is it to bring that head back? Remember, you will put a cushion there or another block to close our practice today with a chest opening posture. The yoga bolster can be lengthways along your spine, vertically, or it could be horizontal. Yeah, and of course, I must say, it is supremely ideal for a passive chest opener. It really allows the ribs to breathe into that space. It allows the ribs to breathe. So, all of that being said, I hope you have found the most delicious closing pose, and with no props, you are laying on your back in supine semi or full shavasana. Once again, please return to yoga conscious breathing. Breathe in the power of nourishing prana and breathe out to release, to let go, to heal, to self-soothe. Keep softening your face, your neck, your throat. Relaxing your arms, palms and fingers. And let love for yourself, for your yoga, for your practice, let love for the gift of life itself radiate through your body today. Now, if you are lying on props, know that a pose like this can be sustained and enjoyed for even up to 5 or 6 minutes, but I'm conscious of the time now to close this particular class. So mindfully release, perhaps lay onto your side, roll around, maybe massage the pelvis, bring the knees into the chest. We know those different ways of coming back to sitting, but not flinging your head. Please don't rise to sitting in a panicky rush. There's no need. When you're sitting, or when you're kneeling, or when you've risen, gratitude. Give yourself gratitude for this practice, and I thank you again for your presence here today.